Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for you all in regards to a series of dreams that I've had over the past few days. And I want to give a shout out to everybody that has been donating to my channel. I thank y'all and I appreciate you, as well as those of you who are sending me emails, who like and subscribe to my channel, and who are also having personal readings done by me. I appreciate those of you who trust me to bring you the clarity that you need, okay? So let's get right into these dreams I've been having. So one of them was cut off short, but I'm going to kind of tell you how it came through. So in my first dream, my children was chasing a caterpillar, okay? And the caterpillar was running away from my children. Like, it was moving fast to be a caterpillar, and it ended up getting sucked up by a toy. Like, literally the battery part of the toy grabbed the caterpillar and zapped it right in. And I was looking and observing this toy like, okay, what just happened? I was kind of confused trying to take it apart to see what happened, but I couldn't take it apart. And so apparently, the caterpillar was safe. That was the end of that. I ended up waking up and finding out that my children had actually taken a caterpillar from outside and they flushed it down the toilet. So a part of me was awake, hearing what was happening around me, but the other part was in the dream state. And so my interpretation of what I received through my dream state was that. So I'll get into what I believe these things mean as I move ahead. The other part of my dream, it was very short because I got woken up out of my sleep by my children prematurely. And when I woke up, there was a woman that was saying to me, she said, whatever you do, make sure that you get around people who are in high vibrational energy because something big is getting ready to happen. That's all I heard. And my child came in and woke me up early in the morning. And so I laid there after a minute after I took care of him, and I'm like, what, I would like to know what else was in that dream in order for her to say that, but I couldn't recall any other part of my dream. And so I prayed and I was like, okay, I told the Most High, if it's meant for me to understand that aspect of what was told to me, then let me, travel in my dream state to get more answers. And so I did. And so this next part of my dream this separate dream is a little bit more lengthy, okay? And so in this dream, I was at like an all melanated type of expo or some sort of event where people was marketing their talents and their gifts to one another. And one of the ladies, her talent was cosmetology. She was doing braids, beautiful braids. She ended up doing my hair, something that I would never wear in real life. It was blonde with all different types of colors, but I liked it in a dream. And she ended up, another lady walked up to me while I was admiring my hair, and she said, what's your favorite color lipstick? And I was like, oh, my favorite color lipstick is plum. So if you have plum lipstick, I'll be down right away to purchase some. So she was like, no, you don't have to purchase anything. They're free. All you got to do is come downstairs. So I was like, okay, I'm there. I'm on my way. And so I get ready to walk with her to the elevator, and I realized I had this huge bag with me. So I was like, I got this huge bag with me. Let me go drop this bag off because I don't want to be tugging this around when I come downstairs. So I'm going to meet you down there. So I walked further down, and I ended up walking into this huge crowd of people. And what I noticed was stood out the most was that two men were there, and both of them was blind. I knew they was blind because they had on the dark shades, and they was carrying like the walking stick. Both of them had like white walking sticks. And one of the blind men was literally guiding the other blind man. And the first thing that I thought in the dream was, wow, this is literally a picture of the blind leading the blind. This is what I'm eyewitnessing, right? And so the blind man that was being led, he had this bag with him. And for some reason, the handle on the bag, you know how, I guess you can, like one of those carrying pouches, but it has the really long strap. Some people might call it a man bag or something like that. So the strap was like super, super long. And I'm looking at it like, why is the strap so long? The strap ended up getting caught on a pole that was behind him. And so he's standing there tugging on the strap, And so because it was so long, it literally stretched way back to where another group of people was standing. Now, mind you, all of these people was not blind. These, they was all, able to see perfectly fine. And they was literally watching, observing this man struggle trying to release himself from whatever his bag had gotten caught on. And so I stood there for a minute like, okay, I'm sure that one of these grown folks, one of these melanated people is going to help this man take this strap off of this pole, because they're observing it. They see what's happening. Nobody moved, okay? Nobody moved. And what I did notice is that everybody was standing in line as well. And so I don't know if people was just saying, they was in their ego, like, I'm not about to get out of my spot in line. I'm not going to lose my spot in line. And so they literally watched this man struggle. So I said, you know what? Let me take myself on over here and help free him from this entrapment. So it was simple. All I had to do was lift it up off the pole and he was free. And then I woke up. So, okay. I have a few things that's coming in regards to what this means for the collective, okay? So in terms of the caterpillar dream, for me, that's all about transformation, because, the caterpillar usually starts off as the caterpillar and turns into the butterfly after it goes through the cocoon phase and, the metamorphosis and all of these things. But the caterpillar was not safe, right? My children was chasing it, whatever it is they was getting ready to do. The caterpillar was not safe. And so it ended up being taken into safety. Okay. The caterpillar was zapped into safety. And it was like, I feel like for those people who have yet to go through the transformation, the spiritual awakening, there are people who are being, like, the process is they're being catapulted into transformation. Like they're being, you might as well say, almost like a forced energy. So you might find that people that personally, or if it's you yourself, have situations that's happening around you that's forcing you into hermit mode. It's forcing you into the transformation. So it's like, I didn't anticipate this. I didn't see this coming, but it's actually taking you into safety, because otherwise you would be in danger. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to go through the transformation. If you're caught as a caterpillar, then you never reach the stage of becoming the butterfly, where you're able to fly high and see more. And so that particular dream stood out to me. And then with the woman telling me, okay, make sure that you get around people that's in high vibrational energy, because something big is getting ready to happen. I feel like those two dreams made sense as well when I put them together, because it was like, if you're not around somebody that's in a higher energy than you are, then you're in trouble. If you around people, because it actually goes with both parts of the dream, okay? Because I asked for clarity and I received the other dream in terms of the blind man leading the other blind man. And so if you are not in a space of, you've gone through the transformation, or there's not a whole lot that you understand about the spiritual journey, you still, kind of working through it, or you're getting like slight exposure here and there, but you haven't really gained a full understanding of what's happening with you, then you're being forced into isolation. Because either you're going to be in isolation away from people who are low vibrational in energy, or you're going to be blessed with someone who is able to actually assist you through your transformative process. And so for those of you who have already awakened, you might find that maybe there's certain people who they seem like they're, magnetized to you at this time. And so it could be because you're being called to use your gifts to kind of help, give them a little nudge here and there, give them some clarity and some understanding of the changes that they're going through emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And so this could be people that's in your immediate circle, or this could be people that just randomly come to you and you give them certain wisdom that's going to help to awaken greater things within them. Okay. But either way, there seems to be a haste that's happening here concerning the transformation process. And so specifically with the dream about the blind man leading the blind, that's what's happening far too often. Okay. I feel like the blind man that was leading the other blind man, he had good intentions. He had honest intentions. But the fact of the matter is, he was no real help to this man in his time of need. He couldn't help him to see where his problems begin, where they took root, nor could he help him to release from whatever was having that stronghold on him. Okay. And so it would take for a person who was aware, but not just people that are aware. That's the thing. You want to be very careful because the dream spoke volumes. It was two different messages. The people who was observing the man while he was trapped on this pole, their eyes was open. They could clearly see the root of his problem. And in spite of that, in spite of them being there in numbers as well, they still stood there and watched this man struggle rather than offering themselves up to be of service to someone who was obviously in need. So the fact of the matter is, you may come around many different people during your transformation process who have an understanding. They are awakened to certain things, but they don't have the heart, they don't have the compassion, they don't have the empathy to be of service and to use that wisdom to help other people to get out of their positions. Okay. And so very rarely, it's going to be far and few between, will you come across somebody who's not only awakened, but they're also willing to be of service at the same time and to set aside their own ego, their own selfish wants. Because see, if I had not missed that elevator, and been rerouted, I would have been downstairs trying on some plum colored lipstick. You see what I'm saying? Meanwhile, this blind man would have been upstairs, stuck on a pole, you know, like a dog that had been left stray, just stuck on a pole while his owner just went about his life. While a whole bunch of people who could clearly see his dilemma just stood around and watched, you know, as if it was a spectacle, as if it was entertainment. And, you know, refused to help because they want to make sure that they don't lose their spot in line. And see, that's another part of the message in terms of losing your spot in line, because see, there's a lot of people who have awakened who feel like this is a race to the finish line. This is a race to see who's going to get there first. Oh, I woke up before you. I've been woke since 1992. You just now woke up in 2022. And so technically, I'm supposed to be superior. I'm supposed to be in this higher ranking. I'm supposed to be able to stay in my ego because I've earned my right to be here, right? There's a lot of people that's still in their ego in spite of their wisdom, or I won't even call it wisdom, in spite of their knowledge. Because for me, wisdom is something that is knowledge that you use to shift your circumstances. It's no good to have a bunch of knowledge and intelligence about a specific subject matter if you're not going to be able, if you're not going to use it as a tool to help yourself and as a tool to help others. And so I feel like this is where in the dream it was emphasized, make sure that you are surrounding yourself by people who are in a higher vibrational energy, people who have done the work, people who are unselfishly willing to guide you when they see that you are in a position, or even when, for those people who have awakened, let's just say you have intuitive gifts and you can clearly see where a person's stronghold is, but it would be selfish of you as an intuitive person, or someone who has strong discernment, or strong spiritual insight, to see something in someone who is in a position of need. Now, I'm not saying you just go around just, okay, yeah, I see this in you, so let me tell you what you need to do. I'm talking about someone who's in need of help, who's literally in front of you, letting you know, I need somebody to help me to release myself from this. But yet you still just kind of give them the, you don't give them any bit of wisdom, but you clearly see the bind, you see the stronghold that's over them, and you still don't give them an understanding of how to release themselves from it, or to take it a step further and, maybe even do it for them. It depends, it depends on what it is, obviously. I feel like the more powerful thing, though, is to show someone how to free themselves. And so, because I awakened from my dream state early, naturally for me in the 3D, I'm a natural caretaker. I worked as a CNA for 12 years, and then I worked as a registered nurse for 5 years. And so, for me, it comes natural. If I see somebody that's in need, especially if they're disabled or in a physical, predicament where they need some assistance, I'm there. And so in my dream state, had I not awakened, more than likely, I would have completely forgotten about the plum lipstick. I would have taken this man, arm in arm, and I would have assisted him in getting to wherever it is he needed to go. I would have led this blind man and I would have been his eyes. You see what I'm saying? And so, not everybody has that type of empathy and compassion for those people who are at a crossroads and going through or headed towards their transformation. And so, like I said, whether it's you, but many of the people that's attracted to my channel or that visit frequently are, pretty elevated when it comes to their transformation. But I'm also attracting people who are just now beginning their transformative process. And so either way, no person is better than the other. It just says, okay, well, you got here first, and so we can help each other out. I see many people in the comments section, and I appreciate that too, when, people have questions, and, I can't always get to everything. Y'all know I got 6 babies and, a lot that's going on in my personal life. And so I can't always get to the comments like I want to, but I see many of you who have spiritual insight who will answer people when they need assistance with certain things. And so many of you just have a natural nurturing energy about yourself, where you're very balanced when it comes to your masculine and feminine energies, and you recognize the times that we are in. And so it will be very selfish of those of us who have gone through the transformative process to see someone with a stronghold and to not give them guidance on how to break themselves free from that situation when we know that they're blind to it. They can't see it. You see what I'm saying? And so in that case, the person who can't see, who has a veil over their eyes, and I'm not talking about physical sight, I'm talking about spiritual sight in terms of where the strongholds have been. You can't really fault that person for whatever position they end up getting stuck in, because in their mind, that, like I said, it was the blind man leading another blind man. In their mind, they're doing everything that they possibly can, and so are some of the people who actually care about them, but they just can't see in the spiritual realm. So you're going to find that for those of you who are already on a spiritual path and you have a spiritual calling, you're going to find that you may have people that come around you who are either coming out of situations from being around people who clearly saw the position that they was in and didn't give two dams. Okay, they watched them struggle. Okay, because there's a lot of people out here that's doing that. They know what's going on spiritually, but they won't say nothing because selfishly they're more concerned about their position in line and who's going to get there first. So they'll see them with their spiritual sight and they know, okay, you're struggling over there because your stronghold is a sexual addiction. You have a Jezebel spirit over you because of a molestation that you've gone through, or you have that stronghold of that codependency. I'm not talking about just seeing the situation from the surface, but seeing it in the spiritual realm. There's a lot of people that have that gift but will not use it to assist someone else because they fear that releasing that person or giving that person the tools to release themselves might place that person at the front of the line. And so they selfishly sit back and watch them struggle with a very, egotistical intention that's all about self. And those people ultimately, they don't win. You see what I'm saying? Because that still shows that even those people are in a very low vibrational state. In spite of their knowledge, they do not possess wisdom. And so you'll find that you'll have people that'll come to you that's removing themselves from those types of people who watch them struggle, or they're being released from other people who was just blind and had no clue. And so this is that time where people are clinging to the chosen. And so you have to use your own discernment, of course, to determine who is really around you, because they really need help with their growth process. They really need some guidance with this transformation process. And then who's around you because they just want to drain your energy, and they just want to use up your knowledge and maybe try to take it, regurgitate it and spit it out, and claim it for themselves because they want to get to the front of the line. You're able to see that more clearly because you have this wisdom that you've been using. So the tool, your spiritual insight, has become stronger because you've been using your wisdom to help free yourself and to help build yourself. And so your gifts have become much, much stronger. And so because they're stronger now, people can't really pull the wool over your eyes just like that. So you'll know who's coming in with the right intention and who's not. And so I feel like that's the main thing that I wanted to get out there, is that this is the time of surrounding ourselves with the right types of people at the right time. And if you yourself have not gone through the transformation, or if this spiritual path is very new to you and you feel like you're being catapulted into hermit mode, catapulted into this transformation, major changes are happening, major things are happening that's making you face certain things about yourself to force you to heal, it's largely because you are a part of the body and your purpose is greatly needed at this time. And so for that woman to say to me, get where you need to go around people who are in high vibrational energy because something big is getting ready to happen, that's a fair warning. I take that as being someone whispering in my ear, one of my spiritual team members, as guidance to me, to let me know we have watchmen that's around us in the spiritual realm that's telling us that pay attention to the signs because things are getting ready to shift drastically. And those people that are supposed to be a part of the body of Christ consciousness, who are supposed to evolve during this time of change, are going to need you to help guide them. Okay? So that's the message that I have for you all. I hope that you all was able to keep up with the multiple dreams that I had, but they all came together to make sense. So I can't think of anything else that I need to say at this point, but leave your comments in the description box below. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. If you find that my messages resonate with you, share my page. Let other people know, because sometimes that's all it takes, is to share it with someone that has the right intentions, but they just don't have the right directive. You see what I'm saying? They just don't know which way to go. They're at a crossroads. They don't know where to look. They don't know who to reach out to. Sometimes it just takes for you to share something with them, and suddenly it's like that aha moment. It makes a huge difference. It's that lightning bolt of, wow, that just made so much sense. And then it puts them in this energy of seeking at that point. And so, if you know anybody that might need a reading, send them my way. I enjoy the work that I do largely because I'm not the type of reader that is going to just tell you, okay, well, this person is doing this person is doing that, because you're seeking clarity about what people are doing. I'm going to tell you how you can clear your energy of this. I'm going to give you some of the spiritual tools that I personally use in order to alchemize my energy and balance myself out when things are not going so well. Okay, because personally right now I got a lot of different things that's happening, but I know the importance of staying balanced. Address your feelings, allow yourself to acknowledge your feelings and know that they are um, valued. Value your own emotions, but don't sit in it, is the whole point. And so I know how to give people the tools to shift their circumstances, and because of my spiritual wisdom, okay, I can point you in the right direction in terms of why this stronghold is here and what you can do to clear it out. And so everybody has their own gift to bring to the body. And so I'm just bringing mine, and I love you all who support me in doing this, and I hope that I'm encouraging you all to do the same, because right now in this time, this is when your gifts are needed more now than ever before. So I love you all, and I'll talk to you all next time.